Not to
Well,
be an asshole or anything, but
No.
I will find my way through
the animals.
speak with animals. I
Who are
will
you
find
going
my
to
way.
speak to? The parrots? They're always on your side.
Yes.
No. What he's going to do is he's going to go to the Nether, and then travel 600 blocks in the Nether, and then just come back up to the overworld.
Yes.
You could probably
Attempt
travel
to
through the
work.
astral sea, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Dimdum's probably capable of accessing the astral sea quite easily.
I can just move myself places.
Considering it was forged by the weave, so technically the astral sea is quite accessible.
Yes.
It's the weave, a little bit to the left.
Mm-hmm.
quite, but-
Mm-hmm. Or, we can take this as I am sitting there making my gift.
You are. When a
And
Zeus will
concentrating.
come up to you and say, "Allow me to help you."
I thank you.
You freed him from his custodianship, so he's actually gaining some power back, to be honest with you. Because they're no longer holding back the time in Mesro. Because he no longer has to.
Right.
Because we are just here to ruin things' days when they come for Mesro.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
I just had a beautiful idea.
I am fashioning this staff, and it's made out of almost pure magical power. And what I'm thinking is that it would be able to alternate spells if you use it correctly. And if you use it incorrectly, you could always hit someone with it, I suppose.
Some acid to the back of the head always does great things for the scalp.
I see
Yeah.
you're making a rain stick.
It is as you are travelling down the river that you see a flash of a viridian light further down the river. And hear a crash as something hits the water and the ground.
Oh, can we tell? Well, we have the flash, so we can tell where it came from. Is there a way we can tell, like, roughly how big it is?
Perception.
Was it a big thing that made a crash like a T-Rex in Chult, or was it something else? And you said perception.
You believe it to be a large object?
Okay.
So, Dimblum, you are basically being placed down with some force on the ground in a place you don't know.
Oh.
Well,
Zeus didn't really give you an option, it just kind of like allowed me to help you.
Also, Hattie is polymorphed dragon, and I'm polymorphed to elf, right? Yeah.
And Marco's keeping his
Well,
foot up.
just to an elf, yes. It looks like a Hattie with, pointy ears, basically.
Yeah.
You could just be a canary.
I could. I
I
might
might
have to try that one
implement
day.
that as a possibility.
But she would be a silver canary.
You would be a silver canary. Is it still a canary if it's silver?
I'll be a bird of some. I'll find a suiting silver bird.
Out of paradise.
A pigeon.
I'm
Please, not a pigeon. No, anything but a pigeon, Travis.
I love pigeons, though.
Why can't you be a white peacock? It seems appropriate for Hattie.
No,
It
I feel like
but she doesn't peacock very. She's not really very. She's a fashion disaster.
I was gonna say she's not.
No.
What about an emu?
I'm fine with
No, I
But they
I
don't
like the
fly.
idea of. No, I like the idea of the mundanity of a pigeon.
I hate
Mhm.
pigeons, though.
I love pigeons.
Hello,
I mean,
I-
you could.
Hello.
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 You could just be a sterling, for that matter.
Yeah,
Hi,
that would
Mark.
work. We will figure out what bird Hattie would be later. But I do like the idea of a pigeon because it would be something simple and easy to hide places, which is kind of her MO. is staying hidden.
Yeah. But also, because of my true sight, I would most likely
Yep.
see that it's them.
Yeah, you would utterly see that it's them. They wouldn't necessarily know it's you.
Not
So,
until we came up
as
upon
a
him, I
result,
assume.
Erebar will create an orb of annihilation in his hand, ready to throw it at whatever it is.
Yeah, would we?
Wait. I
see
think
Dimbleby?
I know this disaster.
Okay. Would you see them potentially?
What is?
Alden, Romana would sense a disturbance in the weave. The weave is
26
basically the force.
Hold on, I sense something. Now, do I see something with a 26 perception?
You do. You see the form of what can only be Dimblum on the riverbank, with Erebar staring straight at it, ready to throw an orb of annihilation at him.
Don't throw that.
We
That
can't
would
take
be.
risks. Father always
No.
said to be careful of strangers.
It's a friend. It's a friend.
Yes. I need to see if I see them.
I guarantee you probably can. Yeah, there we go. You see a golden-haired, a coppery-haired man, coppery goldy-haired man at the front of a boat, with Marco
Dimblum has true
muttering.
sight.
Yeah, with Marco muttering, a Romanar sitting at the back, and a Hattie also sitting there, looking strangely elven. The golden-haired man seems to be holding what you can only presume is an orb of death, looking at you. When to throw it until he dismisses it.
Also, I
Hello there,
believe.
strangers.
I believe Dimblum has true sight. Yes.
Yes.
So you see a dragon. In fact,
Yeah.
you see two dragons.
You see two
Yeah.
dragons.
Oh,
One's me.
right. I see you found
No,
more.
one dragon, because you can't see through his true sight.
Hmm?
You can't true sight Erebar.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
but we know what he is.
I don't.
No, you
Oh
don't.
yeah. I'm saying Hattie and Romnar does. So
Yep.
you didn't hear anything, Lars.
Yep.
At which
Okay.
point, you also hear I'm going to DM force this one.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise I'm going to have to drag someone kicking and screaming. I can feel it already.
She was just riding a piggyback on Dimblum.
I can already hear the kicking and screaming as I try and force this, so I'm not going to allow that one. You suddenly hear the sound of screaming further down the river as someone falls into the water.
Ah,
Oh. Well,
Is it
this is.
a familiar voice?
It's a pissed off scream.
I'll just again to Erebor, just like that's also a friend, unfortunately.
Azufa literally tripped up behind Trix, pressed his hand, and she's gone and fallen through the void.
and splash down into the water.
Yes.
Did I have time to put on my disguise?
No.
Okay, so I'm me. Okay, gotcha.
Also, can I point something out? I believe Trix is ridiculously heavy.
Yes.
Not like not in a fat way.
The coat
In a,
alone.
she has so much shit in her way.
No, she has a coat of holding. No, she isn't.
She is like her coat is essentially just a series of singularities because they are just bottomless holes.
Also worth knowing, in the last puzzle box of Trix this week, Trix gained her coat.
I did.
Yes.
She's not yet to explore it, but she has gained her coat.
I don't have much to put in them to begin with, and the things I have is like a stone and cigars and a piece of paper and yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing
That's
majorly
about it.
important at this point, is it?
No.
Yes, you hear
So-
you hear screaming, splash of water, and probably lots of swearing, quite frankly. For the sake of Dimblum,
And like the reason I mentioned the weight is you see this tiny little fucking gnome And she's falling. And then, like the Rock Lee versus Gaara fight in Naruto, she hits the water, and just the most incredible, massive plume of water shoots up because she carries the weight of Jupiter.
For the sake of Dimblum and Aina, Trick, sorry. Too many characters for you, Aina. It's too confusing sometimes.
What
You've
do you
put
mean?
yourself in what seems to be a picturesque and beautiful forest. The water seems crystal clear, and indeed there's a small rock path ahead of you that seems to cross the river slightly, but submerged underneath water enough for a boat to cross. The birds seem to be singing, and everything seems to be picturesque and perfect, apart from a dark, looming eminence to the sky. The sun seems to be blotted out slightly.
It seems we all made
Flying
it
up
here
to a
after all.
bird. No, I'm flying up to a bird.
Flying up the
Nice.
bird and speaking with the bird!
Guys, I'm not very adept at swimming. Can you help me?
Patty and Aromana, you hear a familiar voice splashing in water.
I will.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
ask-
cast Water Walk on everybody,
Okay.
so,
Thank
including
you.
Tricks, as soon as we're within 30 feet. So you'll
I'd
just
say
go
she's
bloop
not currently
up to
within
the top.
30 feet, but okay.
That's what I
Yeah,
said, as soon as
well-
we're within 30 feet.
Yeah, we're catching up there.
You see a Dimblum and Trix. You see a small riverboat coming down the crossing. Trix, you also see a golden-haired man at its helm who's eyeing you suspiciously, whilst Marco sits in melancholy, muttering to him. He's seeming to want to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, because he's in late. Okay, yeah.
You also see Hattie
Well-
and Aromana sitting at the back, in a degree of readiness for a reason you don't quite understand. Aromana looks very worried and troubled by a lot of things at this point. It should be worth noting. It's been impossible for you to hide that by this point.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as they come into or the water walking comes into proximity to me, I will get up from the water and like start drying myself.
Oh,
I will just
you're like a dog. You just shake.
yeah, like shaking. You can see Trix like shaking like a dog, and she will like because she has massive hair, so she would
hair will
like
go
twist up. Yeah, but like she would twist her hair. You could just see her curls being
You
very
look like Lady
prominent.
Helena.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be your
Aromana,
alter
she-
ego while you're here, Lady Helena.
Yeah, maybe.
Romana, she looks a little bit wet. Is there? Don't you have some of that something to do? Can you do something arcane about that?
We could
She just
try her.
puts her hands up, and you see
Please
just
bear in mind
fire.
you also
And she's like,
told
I-
Aromana will look at you and say, "We said we were being silent."
Yes, I'm sorry, Trix, Dimblum, happy to see you. We need to lay low and stay quiet in this boat.
Why?
Shh.
Can I do
You
this
knew
to
that
try
Trix wouldn't
her?
have accepted it. But we need to deal with something. What is Dimblum asking the bird?
Yes. Where am I now? I kind of got forcefully placed here.
Forest, you're in the
Where
forest.
is-
Forest, you're in the forest. Hattie and
What?
Aromana,
What?
please roll perception rolls.
I have passive perception of 24. If that affect anything, let's see my roll.
Ooh.
26.
You see dark figures swooping the sky above the forest.
Okay, I use Mage Hand and I pull Dimblum down.
Good luck.
Which all it means is you are moved slightly 5 feet downwards.
Like, there's someone tucking you, like, get down.
Hello, Bulla.
Yeah, no, it's essentially that. So she's telekinetically, you just sort of feel a force pulling down on you, almost like someone put a hand on you to like tell you get down.
I will obey.
After
I will.
incinerating the bird, apparently.
Yes.
You smell of burning feathers in a tree.
No, the demon blaze is for tricks.
Oh!
I'm drying off Trix.
Well, she's immune to
Wait.
fire, so.
Yes, but the water surrounding her is not immune to fire. So it would dry her.
Erebal will cast Silence instantly. Instant you cast a spell.
Does that
Yeah,
just
Romanar-
kind of shuts Dimlim off entirely?
It shuts off all spells.
Yes,
No,
but
Romanar
I'm
usually-
also made of magic, so...
Well, silence is just a
It's just
sound deadening.
a vocal thing.
So
Okay.
anything that has a
A vocal component,
verbal component wouldn't work. Yeah.
which is exactly what Demonic Blaze is. Or Demon
Which
Blaze.
okay.
It's
Either way,
just
the
a
fact that
vocal
yeah, very good
Oh,
call. So
I thought I had message, but I don't.
You can't
I'm
use
going to take
messages
this
like
time.
Silence. Is
Sorry,
it
Travis?
Take
I'm
this
gonna take
time.
this time to grab to rush out and just kind of drag Trix back to the boat. Just collect her
I'd
quietly.
like to think that all this while that Trix is probably screaming and uttering profanities, but no one can hear her because she's in a zone of silence.
Well,
It
Trix
doesn't stop
is
her.
well, Trix is paranoid, so she will be like really stressed.
Okay, Trix is having a meltdown in the water right now.
Probably not a meltdown. Like she will be visually very stressed about being thrown out of the sky of Nimbril.
Not that you know that.
Aronar
No,
will
but
give,
like in general, just falling that long.
Aronar
Random
will give Trix a hug.
It's probably no. Actually, Romular, you did explain Nimble to Trix before, didn't you? Romular did explain what Nimble was like to Trix before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can probably try and make an assumption that's where you might be, but you don't know for certain.
Well, we did talk about it before leaving that Nimbril was an alternative, and if the rest of the party is in this kind of place, I would assume that it's Nimbril, yeah.
I mean, Trix could do a history check to see if she remembers my description of Nimbril.
I think you've talked about Nimbril enough times. How long has it been in game?
You're a moon elf. You've probably spoken about Nimble a hell of a lot, even though you probably shouldn't.
I think I remember it. I think you have to be very stupid not to.
I mean, you kind of were meant to have signed an NDA before you left Nimble, but nothing ever happened about that.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, NDA stands for non-disclosure agreement.
But yes, Trix will gladly accept a Romanar's hug and
So
be like
wet.
just breathless and panicking.
Very cold.
Yeah,
Mount
so she
Tree
would be
level.
heaving.
Yeah, doing this as well, Romanar will just control flames and just engulf them both in flames.
You can't. You're in a zone of silence.
Control flames is somatic. You are correct. No, it's only control flames is only somatic.
Okay, it's not verbal. Yep. Then you can control
Yeah.
flames. But what frames are you controlling?
That's a good point, actually. Well, what she'll do like the fucking, oh my god, it's like Fullmetal Alchemist. So she'll take a tinderbox and then just ignite a spark and then control flames, the spark, to just blossom up into fire for them both.
This seems like a bad idea, so Hattie's just gonna be like, nope. Trying to get
No,
you
no,
to
Why are you setting fire to the boat we're standing on?
Yeah.
No.
why are you
So
creating a single fire?
what a Romanar does is she takes the tinder and then she sparks the little sparks just at Aina, like just into her coat, and then just like a woof. So it's almost like a like you do
Erebor
like
has no
you do
chance.
like
He will cast darkness.
so you do like like you take a box of an Axe body spray. You take an Axe body spray and you do
The
like
only
that.
one to do that.
Alden. We
Yeah.
know what you're doing. We are trying to be low key, and you're lighting a bonfire.
Yeah.
No, she's not lighting bonfire. She's just doing a quick woof to warm up
It's
Trix
a
and
single
dry her
fire.
coat.
It's a fire in a forest.
I think Trix deserves to be cold and wet.
Erebor will cast darkness. Trying to hide this.
But like, you're
At which point you
again.
feel a slap against the back of your head. Oh, Romanar.
Well, I can't say anything to him.
No, I know. That's the point.
Guys, I have lost visual of the map and my computer mouse because of this cat.
Hello,
I can't
Bulla.
see shit. No, don't put your paws on the glass of my PC.
I mean,
Fuck off.
Someone did something.
Fuck off, Lars. I'm sorry. I don't want.
I mean, I could, but I won't.
I was just like, we're trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, Hattie and Erebar right now are the only people considering the fact that you should be being stealthy.
I got forcefully placed there.
Oh,
I wanted to talk to a bird.
it is also worth knowing this is what Erebar looks like. Aina, can you see that?
I am. Why am I controlling the mouse with my left hand? I can't do this. There we go. Launch game. He fucking
Erebar.
exited. No.
You know what?
You know what's really convenient about a cat like Burla is you can
Nothing.
pick him up. You can pick him up and put him on the floor.
He will bite you. Aina's told me before, he will bite and scratch you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
He will, but like he rarely does that, to be honest.
No, because Robin's been gone so much, he now likes you.
Yeah.
Well, he has never bitten or scratched Robin like.
No, I remember
And
the first time you're like, he's Robin's cat, he doesn't like me.
Yeah, he's still Robin's cat. He doesn't like me. But Robin's outside washing the car, so I think he just wanted to cuddle. And then he took the second best option.
The only other option.
I will lay on
Well-
your chest.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. He pushed my keyboard, pushed my mouse. He almost fell down, and oh, that
Just a
cat
nightmare.
makes me. Yeah.
Yes, you are now
Okay.
aboard a small rowing boat, travelling down what Trix now knows is a very cold river, peacefully downstream to an undescript location from an undescript location in an undisclosed land.
And
Um,
With an individual you haven't got a clue who it is, and you currently can't ask any questions until Erebar ends his code of silence.
How long does silence and darkness last?
Silence is a concentration spell.
well,
What's the duration?
I have an issue with this because if Trix all of a sudden became deaf, silent, and blind,
She's
yeah,
paranoid.
I can
Trix
just
will panic
so-
again.
When Erebar sees that all of you are not doing something stupid, he will dismiss both.
wait.
Panicking
Is he
constantly.
concentrating on 2 spells?
Yes.
How?
A Romanar can answer that, but right now you can't ask her until it's dismissed.
I'm gonna
Okay,
take
so
it.
how with the 26 perception, how imminent is that threat that was flying nearby us?
If Erebar had not done what he'd done, they would have seen you believe.
Okay. But they have kind of moved on at this point?
They're still circling.
Okay.
A little bit
In that
further.
case-
not quite.
Can I circle them back?
But are they circling in the area that has the stormy dark clouds?
They are circling the forest you're currently in.
Oh.
Okay.
Searching for something?
Potentially, you believe so, yes.
So I'm going to not hold an action, but I would like to put it out there what I'm holding to trigger. If the threat does start to grow, I have a plan of something that I've actually never used before with Hattie, but she's been capable of for a very long time. If the threat is very serious, what I'm going to do is cast invisibility on everybody. I can do that if I cast it at 7th level. Actually,
You have to cast
Actually,
at 7th level? Shit.
yeah.
We know
Because
stuff
second
getting
only
real
does
with
1.
7th level's a possibility alone.
Huh?
We know stuff's getting real with 7th level is actually even a possibility.
Yeah, very much so. I
Um,
think I would do it for everybody but a Romanar and Erebar, was that his name?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I would do it for everybody but the two of them, because if there's an empty boat going down the river, it looks suspicious. And they're the two that look like they belong here.
His name is Erebar because in Greek mythology, the vault of the gold in Tartarus is called Erebus.
Okay.
So therefore, he's
I like it.
Erebar.
So I would hold. So I'm not holding it as an action per se, but I do want to put that trigger out there.
Happens, yeah.
Yes,
And
that I would cast invisibility on the 4, which would only be 5th level.
Yeah.
What do the shapes in the sky look like?
Oh, Romanar can instantly know what they are. They are Pegasi.
Okay. So Romanar
You don't need a
leans.
to know that.
Yeah, Romanar leans over to Erebar and then takes a piece of parchment and draws the emblem of the Knights of the Flying Hunt and shows it to Erebar and points up.
You would say yes.
And then she'll write.
You would say yes, but no, actually.
She'll then write in Rathlek, which
the silence has ended. It's worth knowing.
Yeah, but she's choosing to be completely quiet.
Okay.
So she'll then write. She'll then write in Rathlek, which if Hattie is like looking over her shoulder or anything, Hattie would just see her writing weird, like a dialect Draconic again, which none of the words make sense because they're like backwards and shit. But like you recognize the symbols.
It's vaguely Draconic.
Yeah, and she asks the question: are they searching for someone?
Looks like a kobold's handwriting.
He will begin writing in a language you don't understand before stopping and start writing in Rathlek.
Okay.
Rix, are you looking at this at all?
Yeah, because I can read all writing, so I can see what Romanar is writing.
You can also recognize it.
Okay.
It's the language that V writes in.
Oh! The thing that...
Yeah, how he started writing. No, how he
Okay.
started writing before he stopped himself.
Yeah, so that part I can read.
Can't
and
read,
I recognize it. Okay, recognize it.
And the second part you would see is the same thing that a Romanar wrote.
Yes.
Are they hunting for me? Erebar will write back, yes. And some others. And he will look around. And point behind him.
Dinglem will take the form of an elf.
Seeing that everyone else is basically an elf, I want to be one too.
I want to feel included.
Well, Trix catching up and seeing that she probably should start looking like an elf herself. She will. She will. I spoke to Alex about this yesterday, actually. You will see Trix put up her hair, her now semi-dry hair, up in like 2 ponytails on the sides. And she will flick out a thing of fabric and put it around her as like a cloak. And yeah, she will resume the disguise as a child, an elf child.
Oh. Because you can't change your height.
No, but I do have disguise kits and shit like that. So, and I have several identities.
She has form.
Yeah, so like Trix is used to this, and she will do this. I will now on and until we're done with this, just be little Trix.
You're in puzzle box, and what are you? You're like, I think you're 8, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you already have had 3 identities in life.
Exactly. So
Trix is perfect. 40 now, so this is kind of normal.
And I can now bring out Puzzle Box of Trix voice, which is fun.
So Erebar points behind himself at what?
Valid point. Behind him, you notice coming into view seems to be a beautifully sculpted dock, which seems to lead to a boathouse.
Romanar simply writes again in Rethlic, disembark, question mark?
You were right, mother.
Gosh darn. Okay, hold for 2 seconds. Actually, no, you don't need to hold because I can just I'm now in Norway, so I don't need a VPN, so I can bring my phone with me. But I need to grab my phone charger.
Yes, Erebor will bring you to the end of the stream before you notice a large wooden dock which you now see, with beautiful elven sculpting across it. The deck planks themselves seem to look like waves.
We have established that dwarves are Art Deco and elves are Art Nouveau.
We have indeed. Elves are definitely Art Nouveau. We will accept this openly, right? No issues here.
Yep.
Yep, fine. I don't know what that makes art. Oh, does that mean Drow are Art Deco revivals? Art Nouveau revival? They are new.
I feel like Drow would be brutalist.
Oh yeah,
Drow
the
are
Drow would
brutalist,
definitely
'cause
call this Drow and wear a guard.
Dwarves are definitely Art Deco.
Yeah.
Because they are master craftsmen.
Asimir would be modernists. No,
Anyway.
Asimir would be what's the other one? Where everything's over the top.
Sorry, and wood elves are just wood elves would just be like cottagecore.
Yeah.
Not extremist, it's
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Extremism? We love extremism.
extremism.
Materialist?
No, that's Americans.
Oh, I'll find it later. It's not important.
How am I gonna keep my phone? There we go.
Hooray!
Yes. So, mother.
Erebor will lash up the boat and disembark,
Romanar gets out.
gesturing for you
The
to do the
boat.
same.
I
You
was
step
gonna say,
aboard
we
the
will-
wooden planks. You kind of, they seem to make no actual noise.
I think Hattie will notice this and just mentally think like, nice.
Or you,
Trix will try and jump to see if that makes sense.
they still make no noise.
She will keep jumping because this is exciting.
Can I stop Trix from jumping, like putting a
Can
hand
I
over her?
airdrop?
I will look at Trix groaningly. Please stop doing that. She's here, I
Trix.
see.
Is it safe to speak?
Give me a moment, and he will light 6 lanterns around the dock, which will ignite with purple fire. I say, now it's safe to speak.
Okay. Welcome, Dimblum. Welcome, Trix. This is Erebor. He
Nice to meet you again.
He is apparently a protector of my family. You are now in Nimbrel. Ta-da!
Yeah, I kind of guessed it. I had a pretty good view up there.
Erebor will chuckle at the Sadar. It's the first time it showed any degree of humour since being here.
Thank you for only panicking a little bit, because that was a bit of a perilous journey we were on.
So
You guys were on a perilous journey? Try falling from the sky!
I just did that like a week ago. You said you liked it then.
I was just
we've
placed there.
literally done this together.
And also,
Don't you remember when we jumped from Umbala when it was devoured by a black hole, which was totally not our making?
Well, then I had to jump. I kind of had no choice there.
With the flying into the frisbee, you definitely... The shield toss, you had an option then, and you chose to fall.
Dimlim will
Anyway.
hover slightly and just look at Trix like, I don't see
No, he
any
won't.
issue here.
Dimblum will not hover.
Why?
It's not magical flight.
You're magical.
Everything about you is practically.
Does Dimblin just fall apart at this point then?
Oh, he just can't exert flight or any kind of height.
But
Hmm.
are you saying that my mother is inside?
Yes, your mother, among others, yes. But excuse me one moment. He will walk up to Trix and excessively say, "Give me your hand, you annoying child."
Like, which one?
Doesn't matter. The one that's there.
I was tempted on giving him the
I know you
spectral
were.
hand, but okay. Trix will hand out her,
He
or
will
put
slap a
out her hand.
bracelet on your arm.
Hand out her hand.
Excuse me, what is this?
Will grow 4 feet and look like a red-haired elven woman.
What?
Hmm.
What is this?
That might help you not be killed in this place.
My disguise were pretty good, thank you very much.
He will look at you judgingly in a way that you have not seen since Nathan and Namrin gave you your coat.
Am I tall now?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is a weird
How
sensation for Trix.
how will that affect her walking? Would she be like wobbly now?
Probably. How tall is Trix again? She's like 2 foot something, right?
I think she's three. Well, she's 94 centimeters.
Okay. She's about 3 feet. You're now 6 feet tall. You're now about 180 centimeters.
93 centimeters to feet. 3.05, so 3 feet and
Yeah,
this much.
you're now about 180 centimeters tall. You're about as tall as a Romanar.
But
Yeah.
still shorter than
I'm too
me.
taller.
I was
Trix will
gonna say
look
you
up.
have
Oh,
a couple
okay.
inches on Hattie.
Romano is 5'10", if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
Am I
So, like,
taller than a Romana now?
You are taller than a Romanar and Hattie. You are not taller than Dimblum.
And
You are also not
nobody's
taller than
taller than
Erebar.
me.
Erebar is about 198.
Hmm.
No. I can't be this tall.
I mean,
He will
you
say,
clearly
"Excuse
can.
me," and move and just turn and walk away from you.
A Romanar, some help over here.
Sorry,
Would
a Romanar is
would
actually is actually 5'6", 64 59. Sorry, 59 inches.
Trix is over 6 feet now.
Hattie is 5'10"? I just checked her character sheet. I knew I wrote it down.
Yeah, a Romanar is actually quite short. She's 5'7".
So Hattie's got you got a couple inches on Hattie. And
Yeah,
like a
ain't got-
foot on a Romanar.
Ain't
Yeah.
got shit on Dimblum.
No.
Nobody does.
Wow, that's quite the look on you, Trix.
I don't like being this tall on a Romanar. Can you remove this thing? What else does it do? Does it block my magic?
No, it just makes you more beautiful than you were before.
I am a beautiful gnome, thank you very much.
Just saying you're more beautiful. Father always said gnomes were pretty. I truly don't believe him and agree with him, but there we go.
She will look
That
at her
does feel
body.
a little bit rude.
She will look at her body and be like, "No, this feels like a downgrade. Gnome's better."
Come on, Trix. You'll get used to it after a while.
You see a Romanar feel slightly offended, but like,
Yeah, I
but
saw
like
that
still
coming.
but like still being on your side. Like, yes, you are beautiful, but ouch.
But like, okay, so Trix is now a beautiful elf,
Yeah,
basically.
a beautiful red-haired elven woman.
Well, how
Who
do
looks,
I
who
look?
looks oddly like Lady Helena.
As if I can just imagine this tall, beautiful redhead woman, and then just the voice that Trix has.
Oh, that's great because I remember Lady Helena from when I cameoed, and she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
Don't worry,
Well-
Trix. You'll get used to this form. I understand your disdain, though. I've never quite got the point of any of you in any humanoid form. But come on, you get used to it.
She will try and take a step to see if she will lose her balance or not.
You can walk
How
very
you
well.
go
It
for
doesn't
doing
change
it,
your
though?
ability to walk.
Okay.
It's
good.
also both like Erebar has put you in high heels.
I will take off my shoes and go bare feet.
The shoes cannot be taken off. They are part of the.
I don't think Trix has the capability of
Tricks
walking
looks
in
like
heels.
this now.
Just more elfish.
She's quite elven herself.
She looks more human, but yeah,
She
okay.
does, but you can see she's got like pointed features. Yeah, so Trix now looks like this and 6 feet tall. Her hair's probably 4 feet. At this point, to be honest. Her hair's as wide as a door, at least.
Well, it is
Oh.
quite a. Well, I'm eager to go inside.
And I do have a gift for you, Queen of Cosmos, but I don't know if this is the right place for it.
You can. I'm very thankful. You any time, any place that you feel you can give it is fine by me.
Okay. That depends entirely on Alex.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Then
I don't have complete control of players' actions, sadly.
Sadly, he's not. He's
That's
not a
called writing a
dictator.
book.
you see Dimblem
Merely a god.
hand Dimblem hands you what looks like a clear glass rose fashioned like a staff. Does this
Very.
work?
This is very pretty.
And this is made through my connection with the weave. And if you take your time to attune to it, it would let you change certain aspects of your magic.
Okay, I thank you so much, and because I imagine Alex is going to do something here, so I put my hand
No.
on the staff.
Dimblem has already discussed this with me.
Okay. No, I just imagine if Alex had any flavor to add.
It's worth
You see how
noting.
trusty we are?
It's worth
I'm so proud.
noting that once Aromina take it, it kind of changes color to
Yeah.
match her type of magic.
Which will be violet, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rose will turn to violet and then bloom.
So I imagine. So what you'd see is she puts both hands on that staff, and it will pretty much change colors to her eye color.
Yeah.
It's violet.
Thank you so much, Dimblem. This is amazing. I'll take my time to learn its secrets.
Well, Lars has actually created the item, I believe, already.
Yes. I did give him a link in
Okay.
DMs. So you do have the item on D&D Beyond. So it should be
Here's how
fairly
much shit I do outside games. And other people do outside games, isn't it, really?
Yep.
Lars is becoming nearly as bad as you, Alden. Next, the dice.
yes. The dice.
The shiny click-clack rocks.
Dice are
Tiny.
overrated.
Tiny
I know.
macro.
I will fix that soon.
No, I don't. I have a mission in life. I will forever have an incomplete dice set.
I refuse to accept that. If necessary, I will make Kenneth and Thomas deal with it for me.
Do I need to
Kenneth
buy
will do
you
anything for me, darling. You know this.
I can buy you a pound of random dices, right?
I don't want the
Lars
pound
to
of
do
random.
it. I can get Lars to do it now. That's even easier.
I don't want a pound of dices, and no one is getting into my house to replace my dice set.
I can get to your brother.
I'm gonna break into your house and
Your brother would be
replace
on
your
my
dice.
side.
No.
Yes, he would.
No.
We just get
Don't
about
make me use my
10
connections with my
people.
power, darling.
Robin wouldn't care.
We get
I
10
didn't say
people
Robin.
to
Oh, I
all
thought you said
buy
Robin.
a
I said your
pound of
brother.
dice.
Oh no, you can't reach them.
Oh, don't bank on it.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't-
do.
I have a weird ADHD question. Are you recording?
Yes. Would you like me to stop
Okay.
recording?
No, that's fine. I was just like, wait, we're
It's a
faffing
safe
about a lot.
talk.
Did we start
Yeah, it's
recording? Or
Yeah,
did
I
we
started-
forget?
I started recording 45 minutes ago.
Alright,
Yep.
cool. I figured
Oh,
I'm not
did we-
streaming because of people being late, so I'm gonna just
Nah.
record and upload.
Yeah. Did you get the whole moose mist thing?
No,
on
I skipped
record?
that bit. Although I
Romana.
will admit I did get Alden, Alf, and Alex meeting with the rest of the group on recording the other night, which I'm going to send Alden because it's so funny to watch.
Yeah, that was
I
very
had
funny.
to check with Ina that it wasn't fake Alex.
Oh, thank God. Well, I know it wasn't fake Alex, but it could have been Alf, would have been very funny. I
Yeah,
just
so-
thought it was a coincidence because fake Alex
Yeah,
is
because I was having a
almost
discussion with
trained.
that, and Ina said, "Yeah, fake Alex knows someone's called Alf too." This is just a weird conversation. Yes, but yes, we're moving on.
So-
We are in Nimble.
I was just gonna say, Hattie will tap a Romanar on the shoulder and do two things. One, cast guidance on you. So for the next minute, you get to add a D4 to one thing, basically.
That's the 8, actually.
Is it a D8 by now?
It is now.
Oh, interesting.
You
I
are
thought
you are in the blessed lands.
Oh, okay, so it's a D8. So tapping cast guidance on you, so you'll just feel this little sparkle of divine energy. And also just say, well, Romanar, we are here for you at your behest. So I think we're all behind you if you would like to do whatever you need to do whatever needs to be done at this point.
She sort of nods to you.
It's like a big moment for Romanar.
Yeah, 2 days of drinking has really ruined my voice. Yeah, she nods to you and sort of looks quite overwhelmed, but then starts moving towards the lake house, slowly and determinedly.
Trix will go up behind her and tell Romina that if your mother is here, you can do this, okay? It's gonna be fine.
She will be.
Trix's motherly instinct comes out.
Excuse me.
Will be slightly apprehensive about what appear to be guards.
Yes. As you approach, you will see either side of the gatehouse what you would remember as Royal Guard.
Okay.
I think I've just shown you the wrong one. For which I apologise. There we go.
You've sent
That's the
their
right one.
Yeah, you sent their character sheets.
Doesn't make a difference anyway. There's nothing on their character sheet.
Yep,
I still love how cool that picture is.
that is very, very cool.
They look like the Noldarim from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The elite elven guard.
That was my immediate first thought.
It's Noldarim, yeah. The ones that came to not Minas Tirith.
Helm's Deep.
The ones that come to Helm's Deep and help Aragorn.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah,
one
Roman-
serving under. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember the captain.
It's not Glorfindel, is it?
No. I can't remember his name. Anyway.
She moves to the door. Is it open?
Haldir,
Haldir.
who is the leader of the Noldarim, so that makes sense. Yes, as she approaches the door, the Royal Guard will look at you and bow slightly before opening the doors as they do it. So you give you a bow and move the door open.
I think we're just full on entouraging at this point behind her.
Yeah, you really are. Romular's really the only one that matters at this point, and you're just kind of following behind her.
Oh yeah, that's our goal today.
They will utter something in Ruaflik, which the rest of you don't understand, but the guards will say, "Welcome home."
Oh,
Isn't the hostile welcome home you were anticipating?
no, not really.
As you walk in, it's important you know these people, so I'm going to introduce them one by one. Somebody will explain to you who they are in but a moment. While I make sure I do the right thing. As you walk in, you see a woman, which looks exactly like this. A beautiful elven woman with bright viridian eyes and a azure snake wrapped around her shoulders.
I'm sorry, Alex. Viridian, that's a shade of green, yes?
Yes. That's not green?
Okay. Yes, color blindness is getting the better of you. Those are bright blue eyes.
Okay,
Yeah.
aqua. Bright
What
aqua
color is that
eyes.
snake? What
I
color is
know
that
the
snake?
snake. I know the snake is blue. That's why I said azure.
Okay. Okay.
I know the snake's blue because my color coding app told me it was blue.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she has
Please
bright
bear in
blue
mind,
eyes.
I also have a color filter and a night mode on my PC permanently.
Hmm,
So
Yeah,
colors
yeah.
look slightly different to me than they do the rest of you.
blue filtering thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and color
Read the
filtering make
general
weird things look weird.
anal.
You also see a man that looks like this. A man with a bright golden sword and
Yeah.
beautifully crafted armor. You also...
Fire emblem looking dude.
Yeah, he is. You also see a woman in green armor with a very decorated sword and bearing the emblem of the Flying Hunt.
Okay.
However, the most striking woman in the room seems to be a white or silver-haired woman with elven eyes, with elven ears and regal-looking armor. She seems to be reclining on a chaise longue. I haven't missed anyone, have I?
If you've moosed anyone?
No?
Oh, there she is.
Moosed. Ha.
Marco and will wait up. Marco will come in too. Well, actually, Marco will wait outside with Erebar. Seems appropriate, actually.
Hmm.
At which point, the instant the white-haired woman sees you walk in, the white-haired woman will run straight to Romular and grab her and hold her as close as she possibly can, without a single hesitation. To the point where Romular can't really speak.
I assume this person is recognizable to a Romanar?
This person is your mother, yes.
Yeah. And it's not like there's any strange,
No.
she looks different.
No. She'll begin weeping and crying and just sort of grabbing you and holding you as tight as you can, pulling to the point it hurts a little bit.
A Romanar definitely is just waterfalls. Just uncontrollably just crying.
The rest of you are watching this and probably don't know what to do.
I should have taken calm emotions.
Trix will
I-
one tear will fall from her eyes, and
She'll bottle it.
flick. Yeah, no, she will flick it away and look away.
You found the psychiatrist's office.
I mean, there's clearly something here.
I'm gonna be honest, there's no way in hell she'll fail that wisdom save, so it's pointless.
Oh. It's a nice office. It's rich.
Romanar's mother is a direct descendant of Mistra. There's no way in hell she's failing that save.
Legendary action.
Mistra is her mother, so no way in hell.
Am I kind of also related in some weird way.
In some
I
way.
feel like Dimblum throws in a psychiatry office, and instead of the office opening, Dimblum just starts hearing Dark Souls music.
Yeah.
Just boss music.
Yeah, just- oh.
A health
You-
bar
you-
appears in midair.
You just hear high choir music. The entrance to every Dark Souls decent boss is high choir music. A trope which seems to have expanded past the Dark Souls into every single game in existence. We've lost Aina. No, she's there. Oh, she's putting a hoodie on. Or is it a onesie? I think it's a onesie.
It
Yep,
is
it's a
because
onesie.
I was freezing.
I saw the arm struggle and I knew it was a onesie. I know that onesie well.
Yes, it's the only onesie I
I'm
have.
wearing a shirt. We're fine.
Yes.
The ears with the onesie look so much better too.
Yeah, that's actually why I fixed the ears, because now the ears match me.
That's how cold you guys are. Me and Travis are wonderfully warm, and Lars is like, I don't give a shit about the cold.
Lars is the most cold-hearted bitch ever. He never freezes.
You forget me, darling. Me and Lars we can do so well together. Don't we? Lars is never cold, and I don't know.
I just don't see the reason you want to freeze. It seems like a waste of energy.
Easy for you to say.
Yes, it is easy for me to say.
Try freezing.
No, I don't see the point of it. It's unnecessary.
Which
It's
point
really unnecessary.
It seems prudent to call a 5-minute break.
No.
very excited
So,
too.
so everyone's crying.
No, you're
Ro and
crying.
our mother are crying. The rest of them are looking on confused.
Not confused, but
The
we
three
knew
o-
this was coming.
Three other individuals in the room are just looking down, kind of respectfully.
I think Hattie's just standing back, probably arms crossed.
Is crying a charisma save?
Crying is a free action. It always has been.
No, what I mean.
You're allowed to cry, you know that.
No,
You
I
just
mean
have to save against crying.
to resist crying. Is that a charisma save?
I would call that constitution.
I would call
if
it
nothing
Constitution,
else.
yes. You are crying, though. You've already stated it openly.
Oh yeah. Free action. I cry.
Eventually, your mother will let go of you. And all the time she's saying, "I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy you're safe."
It's been so long. You were dead.
Well, clearly, I'm not dead. The circumstances of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
But then, what happened? I saw you and father.
It's difficult to explain, and right now we don't have the time to explain. I'm afraid.
Okay. What's going on?
What has the dragon told you? But please excuse it. We're being rude to your guests. You brought them here. I presume they are of some use or of some note.
Oh, of course. These are my friends. This is Trix. That's Dimblum, and that's Hattie. They're the reason I'm still around. I'd say.
The lady with white hair will turn to Hattie and say, "It's lovely to meet a dragon."
It's lovely to meet you as well.
She will grab your hand and hold you. As she does, you just feel a thrum of power from her.
It is a strange experience to be so welcomed.
You will
Thank
also
you for your hospitality.
offer her hand to Dimblum. It's delightful to meet you, and you're kind.
Why? The same to you, my lady.
It's the first time you touch someone and they haven't had a reaction.
A Hattie hasn't had a reaction.
She had a slight reaction of, "Oh," but she doesn't have
Like a
a reaction
little
at all.
tingle.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has nothing.
Hmm.
But you feel quite peaceful.
Peculiar.
She will say, "A gnome's form would suit you better."
That's what I said.
She will chuckle to herself. Now, I believe I have guests to introduce. Manners, if nothing above nothing else. I should hope I taught my daughter that alone.
There's a lot of strangers, but I take it this is your home.
It was one of my homes. You can call this my war council.
Okay.
Before we are at war. This, and she will aim towards the woman with the green armor, is Wing Commander Shalreth, High Guard of the Flying Hunt, or what was the Flying Hunt.
It's an honor to meet you.
It's an honor to meet you too. I apologize for my compatriots' zealotry. They are not themselves.
I understand that's been the circumstances recently.
This is Lord Protector Kalanis, a great friend of your father, and current leader of the militia and rebellion within Nimbrel.
My lord.
It's delightful to meet you. Your mother speaks very highly of you, as did your father.
I have follow-up questions, but those can wait.
I'm feeling it might be. This delightful woman is Ranger General Anali, currently the leader of the guerrilla troop and movement within Nimble, and the finest ranger I've ever had the knowledge of knowing.
Lovely to meet you. You keep saying rebellion and guerrilla.
Indeed, I do. Allow me one
there is-
moment, please, child. My name, and she will address the rest of them, is Mistralia Lunawind. As you no doubt have figured by this point, I am Aromanar's mother. First descendant of Mistra, and regent of this land.
Hmm.
Now,
Would
Hattie
that
will just bow slightly.
your first descendant of Mistra? Would that? Do we have some kind of second-hand connection, perhaps?
myself and an old friend do, yes.
Hmm.
It is by serpent hand that you were struck, and by serpent soul you are ignited.
Serpent soul.
My good friend Talia was with you.
You're very
Shame she's
furiously
gone.
taking notes.
My good friend Talia would have answers. It's a shame she's gone from this place, possibly for good.
Hmm. So
But
Mental
Robert,
note of that.
we can discuss this later. I feel you have more pressing matters.
I feel all of you will have questions, but first to the one that currently resides within my daughter. I feel it itching at her skull even now. Even as a child, she was impetulant. What is it, Arumna?
It comes back to the whole point of you being alive in the first place, but also what's happened to father?
Let me address the first one, first of all. I am alive because your grandmother found me.
And have you always known grandmother was Mistra?
I knew from the age of 18 when she thought it was right to tell me.
Interesting. And what happened to father?
Father is still alive. Sadly, he is elsewhere, but I fear you may meet him soon. Which he will be much happier. He currently resists in Thalamantir, trying to aid our forgotten brethren. And perhaps will aid you soon.
I see.
And maybe reveal something about himself. Your father is not as you remember him, I will admit.
I have been given information that he was of Netherese descent,
Indeed. Technically,
and
it
I
looks
met.
like you from both angles.
Yes, I did meet some liches that claim to be from Netheril, and they said they knew my father. So
Indeed, yes.
that spawned
Yeah.
questions and answers I don't imagine knowing for a while.
Presume you've met Larlock then.
I did, yes.
Rather enjoyable gentleman. Beautiful to play chess against, at least.
Never had the chance, but I would have if I could. And I learned of the bronze dragons protecting our family.
Wait, no, not just a bronze, my dear. A gold, a silver. Let me check quickly to make sure I don't get this wrong. Um, compendium, not compendium. DM.
I'm
Path of
going
my
to do this the
Apple.
least interrupting way possible.
Pardon?
Talking to self.
A gold, a bronze, a silver, and a platinum dragon watch over your family, our family. They are bound by our grandmother's accord with them.
That's yes, yeah. It was strange to come to grandmother's house and find Erebor sitting there, apparently having waited for 50 years.
He has, doesn't age as we do at least. But I sense
Must have
your
been.
dragon friend has a question.
One thing that I did a few minutes ago, that's what I was holding the card up for, is as immediately as when Romanar started talking about or asking about her dad, as she said that something Mistralia said triggered Hattie's memory, and she goes, eyes to the grave, or eyes of the grave, just checking to make sure there's no undead in the room currently. Or more out of curiosity.
There are
Does
no
anybody
undead.
here classify as undead? Okay.
Not a single one
And
of them.
then secondly was just this would be the actual conscious direction of um you said the platinum dragon?
Yes.
I
I
am
know of
also a
only
servant.
two.
I only know of one.
Oh, yes, I figured you're mortal. Just about. You serve the Platinum Dragon of
I'm
Bahamut, correct?
yes. Is there another?
There is another, but you may find him soon.
Okay, thank you. This revelation is I will think on it.
Indeed, interesting. The rest of you have been rather quiet. Bless me, sorry. I know my daughter has questions, but
I
you're in
cast
a...
bless on Alex.
Thank you. I know my daughter has questions, but the rest of you must have. You're in a strange place that few have been privy to visit for many a time.
I was
Yeah, Romanar's like
kind of
giving the floor, like she's like looking to like
Kind of
tricks.
consuming everything she just learned as well.
Yeah, so she's like, and you're like, what's the right question to ask? Like, what's the next thing I should ask? But at the same time, like, okay, let the tricks and Dimlim can speak.
She's had manners because this
I
is my
was
mother.
I was kind of just placed here. And yes, I don't feel like being rude and to interrupt.
You are not being rude and interrupting. None among you are placed here for no reason. Everyone is here for a purpose.
To
Hmm.
that point, a Romanar, it seems that your family has a long history of um befriending my kind. So this seems oddly suiting.
It's yes, I realize I am simply following my mother's footsteps, but it's not unusual for moon elves to make good friends with the metallic dragons, especially the silver ones.
Interesting. I've heard similar stories, but as you know, that I'm still pretty young and things have been strange in my life, so I haven't had the same experiences that everyone may have. But still, it's
Sun-
nice to know.
If you have any gold dragon friends, sun elves are often friends of gold dragons.
That
I
seems
don't
fitting.
think I have any gold dragon friends, but I haven't been out much for many years.
As for
But
you,
it,
carry on.
but mother, is it so? What is this rebellion? Is the lordship of Nimbrel, has it fallen? Has it been corrupted? Or is there other forces here?
As I said, I was saved by your grandmother. Not for the first time in life. I'm afraid the Grand Temple of Mistra has been desecrated by the followers of Shah. Nimble itself lies in the balance, and we have little to do against it. Your grandmother has forbidden me to act too greatly, as my father does not wish to disturb the balance of things. You, however, may be able to act to retrieve the temple. This is why I have convened the generals of my armies together. Perhaps they may have a way to bring back the temple itself. But for now, the followers of Shah hold the temple itself, and Nimble is in great peril. Your father is attempting to hold the darkness while I hold the light, but I don't know how long either of us will last.
Well, me and my friends are, or at least I am, happy to assist. I think my friends would offer their services as well.
I see no problems helping out.
We came here for you. Our services follow you. This is your call, Romanar.
Well, if I am to have the true Knights of the Flying Hunt assist us in the war against the Night Serpent, then it seems I have to assemble the Knights of the Flying Hunt again and rid them of the corruption that's currently facing us.
The wing commander will say the Flying Hunt will happily aid you should they be relinquished from their current burden and corruption. But till that time, we try to hold peace.
In Chult, I came across the silver-haired elf that I've seen somewhere else, but he's a Knight of the Flying Hunt, and he was with his comrades in Chult, but he was quite helpful and supportive, but his comrades stated that they were looking to apprehend me.
However, will step forward always expectantly, and your mother will sort of nod to say it's okay to speak. And she will say, my father went to search for you, the others went to search for you for a reason more profane.
And
Same path, different purpose.
Yes, indeed.
so the silver-haired dragon came personally to look for me in your service, and
My father
the knight.
protected you before he should protect you as his son does now.
And so the knights in Chult, they are still clean? They are still uncorrupted?
We do not know, for only a few can be trusted. Whether they are clean or not depends which orders they follow.
I understand. So this darkness that is enveloping Orman is Sharian worshippers doing.
Indeed it is.
And what do you need me to do?
I need you to clear the temple. It is the center of the city, and from it
Clear it,
access.
clear it in terms of.
I care not how they clear it. At which point her eyes will flicker into a sort of ghastly way. I care not how you clear it. Destroy them and expunge them from our lands, for they should not be here.
Who says this?
Your mother. It's the first time I've actually seen her properly angry, probably.
I mean,
I understand.
forceful eviction is something we have been quite good at recently, I feel.
I expect no mercy. If it was myself, I'd hang them from the highest. No, I should stop myself.
Do you?
No, I understand, Mother. They have taken our land and defiled Grandmother.
She will look at Trix and say, however, your grandfather has been somewhat helpful, so no fault lies upon him.
My grandfather?
Looking at Trix.
I think she meant my grandfather, you know.
That
That one.
Out of character, what?
Trix.
Cyric.
Oh! Right, yeah.
V did explain that the balance has changed.
Right, yes, okay. I understand.
See, I told you, he's not that bad. And she actually says this to Romina.
I understand he might have been helpful. That doesn't change the fact that he very literally killed my grandmother.
Yet your grandmother appeared to me with him to take me away.
See?
Look, grandmother had strange friends. You know this.
Yeah, and so do
I
you.
mean,
It's perfect. We are meant to be friends, Romina. See?
you also seem to have a fairly strange friend group here, Queen of the Cosmos.
Do you see the similarities here?
Like daughter, like mother, I would.
At which point, Mistralia will also say the words
No!
Presidium
What did you say?
Structum.
Hmm? I just read this.
This is a big notebook.
Okay. Keep going.
Presidium Scrutum.
Okay, well,
I can hasten you to the temple, but past that, I'm afraid I daren't travel for sake of your grandmother's wrath.
do you suggest we go there immediately and take back what is grandmother's?
I suggest you speak to my generals first. They may be able to give you more than I can, for I have not been there since. They have been scouting for the past months, but I'm afraid
Oh,
we've been bound to this boathouse. Your
why
grandmother asked me
Well,
to
can't
stay
we
on.
just charge
She'll,
in?
she'll look around at like the golden decorations, I
Yeah,
imagine,
it's
like
by
all
no
the
means a struggle. It's a very beautiful place.
yeah, lavish. And I was like, there's worse places to be stuck.
Indeed there are. Sigil, for one.
Well,
Rude.
thank you for
Ruder than you
thank
think.
Me, the player. Rude.
well, thank you for coming back to me, I guess. And
I'm glad to
we'll
see
have
you. I'm
to
sorry I caused you any pain.
talk more about that later. And I do still want to hear more about what happened and father. And actually, I have one question to finish up. What happened to our house in the capital?
I'm afraid I'm. It's difficult to explain to you. It exists, but in the way you believe it before. You find it
I understand.
untouched.
I get the feeling that what I saw 30 years ago is not what truly happened.
No, it is indeed what truly happened in a way.
Well,
Perhaps your great grand aunt can explain more about wrath than I.
my great grand aunt? Who would that be?
Irana.
You've never spoke.
We
Sorry?
don't in Irana. We don't get to speak of family. Your grandmother is enough.
Well, I've already had a lot dropped on me
Yes,
today,
if you
and
your great great grandfather.
it just keeps coming.
He's still a pain, isn't he?
Whom?
Your great great grandfather is still a pain, isn't he? Always was when I was a child as well.
Oh, she means thee.
Are you talking about V?
Don't know this V.
Wait, she doesn't know it? Whoops.
The man who dresses all in purple and apparently
I
has a
have
history with grandmother.
I have seen me, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have seen V.
Yes, I can just change into him, looking like him.
Yes, him.
That's
Yeah, he is a pain in the ass. I agree with you. He is an ass.
So, thank heaven somebody agrees with me.
He is a real pain in the ass.
Everyone else thinks he's wonderful, but truly
Yeah,
he's
I
an utter
know.
nightmare.
Everyone loves him. Gosh, I've never met anyone who hates him.
I don't hate him, he's just a nightmare.
Yeah, he is.
As for his siblings, dear God.
Oh,
Yes.
please. Right, this Trace wouldn't know. This is me having played knowledge. I was about to say, like, yeah, I know his siblings, but no, Trace wouldn't know any of them.
Adam, what are you doing?
I dropped my
Why?
phone.
Why are we having
Why are we
I
watching
give and
together?
take?
I watched. I fucking dropped my
Authorized.
phone.
Why
I
are
have
we
no
watching
idea what I'm doing.
YouTube?
I
Why are
dropped
we
my
watching?
phone.
Some bass in your voice, man.
YouTube is loading.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you actually
hosting.
sharing?
Yes,
No, I
no.
dropped my phone.
Coachella, watch Coachella live.
Off the top, hundreds of teens flooding into
Actually,
downtown
yes. What
Chicago
the
tonight,
hell?
smashing car windows, trying to get into Millennium Park, prompting a
Why
major
do we
police
need to
response.
know about this
Within the
Is it
past few
currently
minutes,
Coachella? Is
shots
that
were
what's
fired
going
near
on
the
right
corner
now?
of Madison
No,
and Michigan. Now, we had
that's
a
not
news crew on the
Coachella.
scene, but they had to move because of
Hundreds of
safety concerns.
teenagers
I was
flood
there a
into
little bit earlier,
downtown
about an hour and a
Chicago,
half ago, and saw
smashing
police
cars.
escorting tourists and
Adam, what have you done?
I left it. I'm not on YouTube anymore.
Oh, we got Coachella live now. What's going on?
Well, just leave the activity.
You distracted us, Adam.
Like puzzle box all
We're
over again.
yeah, we're not playing D&D anymore. We're watching
No,
Coachella.
yeah, Coachella.
It's a Coachella watch party.
Yes,
Lance and Ida are still watching it.
I'll just leave it.
I am gonna leave. How do I leave?
Yeah, I'm not watching it at all.
You're messing with my
There we go.
OPS bastards.
So yes. Well,
Well,
I
I think it's time that we made plans to retake the temple. Then,
Indeed, so I'll leave you
Should
with the
we-
more capable among my defenses.
one last question: do you know who the assassins were?
I'm afraid I do not. There is a high priest among them, however, but past that I do not know. Please, however, stay, drink, eat. And at this point, you notice there's a massive feast on the table. Eat, drink. You must have had a long journey. I'm not a terrible hostess by any means. Do whatever you mean, but
Guys, look at that! It's real food! I haven't had that in weeks! And Trix is beelining to the food table.
just go straight to the food.
Yeah.
don't
Actually,
need
they
to
might
be
have some
rude.
cool meat. Come over.
I was trying to be polite, but
Also, I don't mean to be rude, but I have no need for substance like food.
Oh, I know,
Um,
but the taste is still pleasant.
but one final thing again, Mother. There is something I need to confess on a personal note, and let's. I'm no longer. This is no longer shop talk.
I can't see your eyes, by the way, Alden. You're just fiddling with a Coke can.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
So while I've been away, I traveled a lot of Faerun, and I ended up in Baldur's Gate, and I met someone.
You think I don't know this since you put a hand on your shoulder? Of course I know about this. Go on, tell
And
me what you want.
how do you feel about perhaps your daughter wanting to marry a princess of
Is
a
this a
far?
woman coming out to her mother? Is that what this moment is?
This is a woman coming out to her mother. So you see, I'm more into the feminine form, and I do really like this princess.
We'll put her hands on your shoulder. Whatever makes you happy, makes you happy.
Thanks, Mother. and then she'll cry more and go eat,
While she's crying.
and
Bring me the
then
Ben and
sit and
Jerry's.
like cry. She'll just be like holding like a cup of tea or whatever, and she'll try her hardest not to cry, but it'll just like the tea gets saltier and saltier because it's just filling with tears.
Eventually, she just drinks it. Like... There's so much salt in it.
That's what they call sailor's tea.
Ooh, it is indeed.
Oh no.
I don't know. I made that up right now, but it sounds fitting.
That's what you call anal virgin tea.
Oh no.
That hurt last.
Isn't that a thing that Americans apparently do? That you guys make like lemonade iced tea or something, and you put like a tiny pinch of salt in it because it's supposed to like
Enhancing.
bring out more sweetness.
What?
I put salt in my coffee.
I have not heard of that.
I have heard about salted iced tea.
I put salt in coffee, so it's not that weird.
I am
I don't drink
greatly
iced tea very
offended.
much.
Yeah, but Travis, put a tiny, like a flake of salt in espresso. It's so nice.
I might have to try that sometime. I don't get the chance. You know what? To be fair, I have had salted
Salted coffee.
espressos before. Not often, but yeah, it is pretty good.
I tried a lemonade once, which had a pinch of salt in it, and that was actually very, very good because it like the sourness and the sweetness of the lemonade was divine.
Yeah, it evens out so nicely in a wonderful, ambrosiac way.
It sounds good because I know you can put salt in things to bring out other natural flavors, but I haven't actually done that with anything like lemonade or tea or coffee.
Yeah.
Or coffee a little bit, but it's way long ago.
Considering we're going on for a tiny bit longer, I will also call a 5-minute break just so we can have a comfort break or do whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
Indeed, yes. You are back in Nimble. 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you will all see a happy, crying Romanar just salting her tea.
I think this is the first time that Hattie actually wouldn't pay it. Well, no, she has a passive perception of like 24. She's gonna still notice that.
she's just not gonna
She is
care.
100% into whatever meats there are here, probably with tricks.
It's roasted
Yes.
griffin.
Is roasted
No,
what?
Romanar, she's doing that sort of like crying out of happiness, where like she doesn't want you to console her. She is just clearly like a little bit embarrassed, but she's like trying to just enjoy tea and like pretending like nothing's happening, but she's just absolutely losing it.
I guess she's smiling though, so we know she's okay.
Yeah.
Psychotic right now, but yes.
Hey Hattie, this thing here, that was amazing. You should taste this, and she will hand you a piece of unknown meat.
It's roasted griffin.
Oh,
Yeah, that. This griffin
so
tastes amazing.
it's so much better fresh. We had the jerky the other time. Well, I still have some now because we bought the second pack.
Buy one, get one free.
It's so much better fresh.
Yeah, I know. It's so tasty.
I like the jerky, but the fresh is very good. It's very gamey.
Fresh is always better.
Oh
I
yeah.
imagine there's a creamy pale sauce to go with everything, and in this universe it is called Béarnaise.
It's the first
I
time
have-
we've actually sat to have a meal together, so.
I haven't had a meal like this in ages. This is amazing.
It's been a while.
We're all crying into her tea.
Crying alone with salad.
Yes. I'm watching my finger. Just moving about a walnut.
You know what? Nope. Hattie has very low manners. Not like none, but yeah.
Oh, and you're probably affected by how Trix doesn't have manners at all, and is just
Basically up with the carcass, just scoffing.
yeah, like knife and fork. No. Trix is eating her food with her hands.
Hearing your voice.
Okay.
Oh, now, my dears, that's not how we meet in companies, it darlings.
Shut up, voice.
I'm at least using a fork, but like Hattie has been a sailor for the last 50 years, so she's eating like a sailor would with a fork. So she's just like
Does Dimblem know how to eat?
No.
I'm Dimblem ever eaten?
I think at this point Dimblem would just be looking at what everyone else is doing and just mimicking.
I mean, I currently look like V, so
So he's V and eating like an animal.
That's a horrific concept. That hurts.
more or less.
I like this.
Actually, Dimblem is just gonna be very timid about it because this is fairly new to him. Like, he knows the concept and why people eat, but he just haven't.
He knows the mechanics, he's just never indulged in the act.
Yes. So he's just gonna take it and just.
I imagine like it goes into his mouth and then his mouth closes and then you just hear the sound of a paper grinder or like a blender.
Mhm.
It's always been noted
And-
that Forge can eat, they just don't need to.
And it doesn't taste anything
Not particularly.
because I can change my appearance, but I cannot change my anatomy, so I don't get taste buds out of nowhere.
I imagine you just have sort of like sensors in the magical sense of it that are just like in your mouth saying, This is sweet. This is sour. This is savory.
I don't
You
know
get
the
the
concept
data.
of sweet. The concept of sweet is foreign to me.
That's the concept of everything. This is food. People eat it.
Hmm.
You,
This
you eat
is
it, and your brain just spits out ones and zeros that tell you this has 6% sugar, 5 grams of salt,
oh
syrup,
no.
molasses.
Yeah, it's like the
Timlin's gonna be anorexic now.
50 grams of protein.
it's like the food information on packets. This has
Mm.
12%
Yeah.
saturated fat.
All the data.
Yeah.
You just see Dimlin being confused, like, what? How? I
Like,
I think
what?
Hattie isn't slowing down eating, but is equally confused watching Dimblum eat. So she's just like,
More confused by the sound of blenders.
more confused by the fact that he's eating. Because I don't think we've ever seen him eat at this point.
No.
no,
No.
because I haven't.
Because he has no need to.
Yeah,
No, but I'm trying to be polite.
You know,
I saw
just
that.
fired my fiddle toy somewhere. What the fuck?
I saw it just launched off the screen like that direction.
I've actually. Oh, there it is. All right.
I saw you fidgeting with something, and then I just saw this red line.
Sorry.
Mm.
Because you can't see it really on camera until it's firing.
Mm. No, yeah, this is interesting.
I imagine we can like take a short rest here, but
Absolutely.
we did long rest right before this. So,
Yeah.
but in that time, while crying and weeping and dealing with the fact that her mother is alive and good and loves her, and also supports her in being gay.
Yeah, this is a wonderful moment for Romana. She's
Hooray!
come out.
Yeah.
She's found out her mother's alive, but her homeland's fucked.
Yeah, very emotional, really. Quite fitting because I was crying like a baby yesterday over some shit we can talk about later. And
My coming up was in no way dramatic whatsoever. I was like, yeah, I know.
and she will probably then attune to the staff that Dimblum has given her.
Yes, by all means do that. It's gonna be very fun and possibly very frustrating.
Hmm.
So yes, if you have read what it does, you know how to use it.
It doesn't really say much, so I think I'm going to show you this. This is what it says on the description.
Like, oh yeah, this.
Ah,
So instead of magic missile, it'll be magic pissile.
exactly.
And then she shoots piss instead of.
Yes.
I will.
This that can't
I
miss
will.
the
Yeah.
guaranteed golden showers every day.
Yeah, I.
Instead of
Don't
ray
just
of
say that out
frost, it'll be
loud.
ray of frot.
Hmm.
Well, after eating, if we're having a short rest, Trix will start snooping.
Yeah, I will retire the enchanted snow globe for this staff.
The enchanted snow globe. Okay, Trix will start snooping. How?
You know, not like looking in drawers, but like walking around the room looking for like baby pictures of Romanar. Stuff like that.
You find nothing.
Childhood pictures.
Weird, there's no pictures of Romanar as a child.
Seems very lavish, but very stark.
She will proceed to try and go up the stairs.
You proceed to go upstairs to find that there's a large wooden gate preventing your entry further.
Can I open it?
Miss Charlie, I'd rather you didn't go into my bedchambers. If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, is it your bedroom?
I'd rather you didn't.
I didn't know it was the bed.
Unless you're open to something else. She'll wink at you.
Oh, well, are you offering? And
She probably
will
is.
wink
Don't
at
say that if you're not serious.
Trix, stop trying to sleep with my mother.
Hey, your mother started it. How am I to deny such a beautiful woman?
It's like you, me, and your brother. You're worried about it?
This is that would only complicate your family dynamic further, I think.
Don't you want me as your stepmother?
Don't you want me, baby?
I
Don't you want
I
me?
would really rather not.
Another time, lady. And she will wink at Mr. Ali as she walks by her.
This is peculiar.
Who else had bets on
There's so much.
take with the Romanov's mum?
There's so much I
No.
don't understand about the mortal body.
I feel like me and Dimlim are a little more on the same page with this. It just kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
I understand it from a a survival purpose, but it's just not something that I really. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah, but you look at her and she has enough offspring as it is. So I just gotta assume that it is for pleasure at this point. And I
I
don't
don't think you
know
need to make
why.
that assumption. I think she's made it very clear.
I mean, she can get easier pleasures out of other things.
She's
Oh,
will
no,
walk.
are you going to finish that chicken?
She's just looking down, just like shoving it to you.
It's now very salty.
It goes
In
down
many
just the
ways.
same.
It's salty and wet. Salty and wet chicken.
It is going down the gullet. I didn't know that Hattie could pack food away like this, but it makes sense for her.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
right.
like, polymorph doesn't change your anatomy, really, unless it's true polymorph. So,
It-
underneath
Like, kind of,
the
but
human...
kind of not.
Yeah, there's like, underneath the human, there is still a dragon.
Yeah, and
He
she
wants
has
to eat a whole
been
horse
into
and
food
stuff.
for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. You are a black hole of hungry.
This food is
Basically.
absolutely delicious. It's worth knowing. It's absolutely beautiful. As you presume it would.
What
be.
about...
Hmm.
As I'm sitting here devouring a chicken carcass, there's a beautiful sunset.
No, day doesn't seem to come into night at all.
Oh. Still eating. So, do you think we should
She's still just eating.
make some plans?
Right. Aromanar will sort of... Yeah, she'll ask the generals to join them around the table.
And you remember their names.
Shalref and Enalai and Kelarnis.
Yay, he got it right!
Could we have a chat about, what we need to do?
By all means.
Strategy.
I'm okay.
Your mother will sit opposite you, staring you down. Not judgmentally, but encouragingly.
Major judgment from your own mother during dinner table.
Is it coming from your own mother? Is there really a difference?
You're gonna be paranoid about
Elbows
it in a
off the
way.
table.
Young lady.
Sorry, I
Manners.
haven't
Everyone
with
checks
a
herself
polite
with
company.
appropriate manners for a second.
I raised you better than this.
So, as my mother said, you have more understanding of this current situation in the city than she does. I'm very keen on getting in there and solving the situation to the best of our abilities. So, how do you suggest we go forward in making moves on the temple?
Lord Canalis will look at Trix, just still absolutely devouring this griffin. But I will say to the rest of us, in light of your father's absence, I act as Lord Protector, so perhaps it should come from me. As the Wing Commander and the General and the Ranger, of course, the Ranger General, of course, will tell you. A few months ago, some individuals infiltrated the Temple of Mistra. Oh God. Infiltrated the Temple of Mistra, claiming to be pilgrims, shall we say. Shortly after this, a few weeks ago, that we noticed things changing. The priests and priestesses of Mistra seemed to be vanishing and disappearing, and a hunger was felt by your mother in the temple. As such, myself and my colleagues here will point to the other two elves at the table. Noticed something was awry and bolstered the forces we could. But in attempting to enter the temple, we found resistance past our knowledge. Your mother besieged the temple of her own will and attempted to gain entry, but upon entry, we heard screams from within the temple and were brought here by a woman I can only describe as magic itself. Since then, we have learnt that something has taken hold in the temple, and the followers of Shah have taken control of it, summoning a hideous beast within its walls, and are currently now deceiving the followers of the true faith into believing that they are followers of it themselves, indoctrinating them into this strange cult and bringing them into the shadow itself. As far as we can tell, the only entrance to the temple itself would be either a frontal assault or entry through a more clandestine route through the docks itself. I don't know what lies within the temple, none of us do, but the ancient defences seem to still be active, even though others may have repurposed them to their means.
So, priestesses of Shar have occupied but also corrupted the priestesses of Mistra.
Indeed, I believe they are led by a woman by the name of Lady Alphys.
And cutting off the head of the problem, that could at least alleviate a lot of the pressure.
Every serpent dies when its head's removed.
Now, what can we expect to see coming back from them? Sort of, are these priestesses powerful users of Shar and divine magic?
In order to hold the Grand Temple of Mistra, they must be so. We have been now able to perpetrate their walls. We don't know what lies within.
And if we should go there and take up the fight, would we have the support of at least you generals, or do you have any troops or forces?
We can happily run interference on the outside, but once you get inside the temple, I'm afraid it's fully down to you. We can ferry you to the temple and grant you entry. Past that, we are helpless.
Miss Lunar Wind, question.
Yes, Miss Rayleigh.
If I'm not wrong, these people, they take their magic from the Shadowfell, doesn't they?
Shadow Weave, yes.
Shadow Weave, sorry. That's what I meant. So, how effective are their own magic against them?
I do not know. Howden, you're right.
Yeah, just I got a text from my dad. So I need to move the car inside.
Okay.
And he's just
He got a
taking
little
it
bit
slow.
upset because he can watch it on the Ring camera, and he was like, "The car's outside. Put it inside." And then I was like, "I'll do it later." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And then we extended the D&D session. He's like, "Put it inside now." I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Okay.
Have fun.
Don't hit any badgers on the way.
Or moose.
Yeah. Or
It's like
birds.
30 feet, so hopefully neither of those.
Just gonna casually run over a moose in your own driveway.
This is where we see the moose antlers appear in the windscreen.
Boom!
Now, Trix, that is a very interesting question. Some users may find themselves at least somewhat immune to their own types of magic, but not always.
But this is positive any way it goes, really, because if my magic doesn't work on them, their magic doesn't work on me either.
This is true.
Don't.
In theory, it's on trial. We need to just figure it
Don't
out.
know
We've
how
got a
that
30-day trial. Just to show how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I have a couple of days free trials. Let's just test it out first.
everything you don't like you can return.
I don't like this follower, Shar. I want to give it back.
There's 30 business day return.
That's my specialty,
you
is sending them
haven't-
back where they came from.
It's within my 30-day money back guarantee. Come on.
That is a grave cleric's specialty. So, for example, I don't believe most are immune to their own magics. Or you would find, well, Romanar I think might be the exception here. But I would not plan for it, but it is a possibility. I would imagine that they are affected just like you are.
I hope
But that is
so.
only a
I
best
hope so.
guess.
Either way, I can probably deal with them fairly effectively.
I think we can handle it, right, guys? It's just a temple. How hard can it be?
We have purged several of them before. I do not think this will
And we
be...
have also managed to kill something I find to be way harder to kill.
I wouldn't necessarily go into this headstrong, but I do think this is within our abilities to help.
Oh, so you guys don't think it's a wise idea to just go knock on the front door?
Oh yes, I would
Probably
charge.
not.
I vote that we just go to the front door.
I can just charge in. Yeah, this.
Oh, I think it would be harder than that. They probably sealed the doors, you know?
I can make not magic happen around me.
Make not magic happen around.
Just an anti-magic field around you.
Yes, that's
Magic
literally one of the things I can do.
Well, that could be effective, or brute force.
I like brute force. But I think this is something a Romanar should decide on. It's, after all, it's her hometown, or home place.
I wouldn't.
Yes.
It's the Temple of Mistra, which is a temple to my grandmother. And I would never walk into my own home through the back door.
The front door
I think-
it is.
I think it's stronger to. They would firstly never expect an uprising to take place right there in daylights at the front door. completely
Or we
which would
can
would
have it.
completely take them by surprise. And
Or
secondly, it would make more of a statement that we take back what is so detrimentally important to Nimbrans
This
in
is
such a way.
I say
this
we
is your
charge
home.
it.
This is your essentially this is your home, Aromanar. And
Yes.
as someone who has been displaced from mine, I will walk beside you to the front doors.
Are you okay, Alex?
I
Give it a
I
minute.
cast
Carry on.
I cast on the DM.
How many times did you sneeze? 3 or 4?
The DM casts anti-hay fever. By way of Benadryl.
The DM casts dispel hay fever.
Yes. DM casts dispel bullshit.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
okay, front door it is. That's amazing.
Yes,
Do you concur?
it seems effective.
Do I have your support, General, Lord Protector?
You have our support in whatever you choose.
Then I choose that we shall not enter our own temple through the back door. If you can insert me and my friends into the city, I will raise hell to take that temple back.
You might look at you and say, I could do that at least.
You know, I can fix the hell part if I just try hard enough.
Trix casts Summon Avernus.
Well, yes, and Trix, you could quite literally raise hell.
I know a friend
But
called
I mean,
Ebenezer
I
who
mean,
could do the same.
I mean more figuratively. I don't necessarily want to fight Beelzebub again.
Alden completely ignored that one.
I got it.
I heard that too.
I know a friend called Ebenezer who could do the same.
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, you did hear it? Okay. I expect
He
you
just didn't want to acknowledge it.
to don't acknowledge it. Reminds me, I
Right.
need to answer your question.
Hmm?
Reminds me, I need to answer your question.
What question? Oh, the thing.
I know
Yes.
we agreed to go on for longer, but I think it's an appropriate time to stop session, if everyone's okay with that.
That
Yeah.
is
I think
fine.
so.
Before you besiege the temple.